Is Forsaken or Die of Death better? This is an age-old question that I'll be answering today through a series of facts and tests. These results are completely non-negotiable, and I am objectively right, no matter what you think. First, we'll look at the maps. These are some examples of Die of Death maps. They have a very blocky aesthetic of old Roblox and only have a few map hazards. Now these are Forsaken maps. They look kinda similar to the Die of Death maps, but almost every single one has a map hazard of some kind. Both of these games' maps are too similar to compare, except for the map hazards difference. I think Die of Death maps are better, because I don't want to get punished by walking. After the maps come the survivors, or in Die of Death, they're called civilians. Forsaken lets you choose your survivor out of a few characters and skins for them. All of the Forsaken survivors have a few abilities that can either be really simple, like blocking an attack, or really complicated, like Veronica's skateboarding. The skins are a plus, but most of them are really low quality, with only a few that change the animations or voice lines, which are the peak of skins. In Die of Death, you choose your civilian after you know what killer it's gonna be, and your loadouts are randomized, with each of them having two simple abilities and a little visual on your character. I think this system is really nice, but it forces you to adapt instead of maining one single character. But there's no skins for the civilians, which is really sad. Killers are the core part of any ASIM game, so let's compare these now. Forsaken killers all feel pretty much the same, and that's the main problem. They're all just cool kid, but better at this point. Die of Death killers, however, do not feel the same at all. Most of them have a very distinct playstyle and unique abilities that make them fun to play as and go up against. Buff Artful. Let's talk about lore. Forsaken lore is about the Spectre who forsakens people into their realm, forcing them to fight over and over again. The Spectre's motives are unknown, I believe, and the rest of Forsaken lore is quite unknown as well. Die of Death lore is much more complete, with the government being responsible for keeping the civilians safe from the killers. The government made the bunker that the civilians stay in, while not being around, and they're even responsible for creating Killjoy before it went rogue. Each killer and survivor in their both games has their own lore, but I think Die of Death lore is just better. I think this because of how funny and unique the lore is to each character, and not just X died or this is X punishment, like Forsaken's lore is. And we can't forget about the music. Forsaken music all sounds super chaotic and crazy, which many fans don't like, and it kind of surprises me because I love that kind of music. The LMS, Last Man Standing themes, are all emotional mostly, and symbolize the survivors and their connection to the killer they're facing off against. In Die of Death, all of it is a chaotic mess, except for the Teapot Paradise LMS, which is by far the best. And for some reason people like it now, and while in Forsaken it was bad. I like Die of Death songs better, because they're super chaotic and crazy, and I love that kind of music. The final part is miscellaneous features that are unique to both games only. This is going to be a lightning round, so try to keep up. Forsaken has lore for each survivor, goals during gameplay, survivor skins, many NPCs, drama, and Roblox characters. Die of Death has a lot of original characters, some funny lore, special game modes, and the government. Overall, with all these factors, I gave Die of Death every single point, but still for some reason, just Forsaken draws me in more, so I found myself playing that instead of Die of Death. Maybe it's the really studdy texture that Forsaken doesn't have as often. Maybe it's the fact that it takes forever to be a killer in Die of Death because of how slow evilness gets generated. You might feel the same way as me. Maybe you don't, but I'm gonna have to give the Forsaken the win here. Just kidding. Forsaken is objectively correct. You don't have a choice. Haha. I hope you guys enjoyed my analysis of Forsaken and Die of Death together. Thank you for staying until the end of the video, and if you want to see more Die of Death, Forsaken, or any other game's content, consider subscribing for absolutely free, and you can always unsubscribe at any time if you want.